A very dangerous weather pattern is forming, everybody, as we have multiple storms coming together and a long duration event is going to happen. So we have Jerry over here in the Caribbean. This will affect the Leeward Islands, the British and Virgin Islands. We also have Priscilla over here, and this will be Storm Raymond that's going to come right afterwards. And you can see with the ensembles, both of them are going to get swung around that high pressure and going right towards the southwest. We even have a moderate section for flash flooding of a day 2 already. While we get this next trough of this storm coming from the Pacific Northwest. It's still bringing a lot of damage and winds with this and bringing flooding and heavy snow. So I'm going to show you in the latest information what's going on with this weather pattern, because it is about to get downright dangerous. So please pay attention to the forecast. And I'm still showing this tropical wave by the Central American Gyre is trying to form up going towards the east or going towards the west. So I'm going to show you the latest information in this video. Starting with our warnings for right now. So you can see all the green along the east coast. This is going to grow. This is flood warnings right now. And you can see the coastal flooding in the dark green. You also see this right here coming across the southwest. Chances for a lot of flooding. You also see it for Alaska. You have coastal flood warnings and you have flood warnings in the green. The purple is winter storm warnings and that yellow is going to be a wind advisory. Now over here for the northeast, coming from the Great Lakes towards northeast is going to be the temperatures. So you have freeze warnings in that darker color and that lighter blue is going to be a frost advisory. While you have wind warnings in the brown and you also have the fog right here in central U.S. Now this is going to affect Mexico, also Canada. Now this is bringing a lot of flooding, everyone, and it's starting in the eastern Pacific. So we have Priscilla, and the next name on the list in eastern Pacific will be Raymond. So both of those together is bringing a lot of flooding, a lot of tropical moisture across Mexico and into the U.S. Now these parts are all going to be moving together, so I'm going to show you everything as a whole. And you can see here on your vortice that as we get this high pressure going around is bringing the remnants of Priscilla and the remnants of Raymond. That's all going to come towards the southwest as we go into this weekend. Then again for next week, bringing more storms into the U.S., bringing more flooding. Plus we have this coastal low. Really the name of it is a frontal low because it's coming from a frontal boundary. But by the time we go Saturday into Sunday, we are going to get the winds coming in from the northeast and it will be a nor'easter. Now it's not bringing snow. It would bring a lot of proper snow if it was, but it's not. But this system up here around the Great Lakes is going to pull that tight towards the coast while we have Jerry coming right by the Leeward Islands and the British and Virgin Islands. This is going to be for tonight. And you can see that trough in the northwest is going to hit all weekend long, bringing storms, bringing flooding. Then eventually, once you go past Sunday into Monday and Tuesday, a second trough digging in. And this is just bringing storms, but it's bringing a lot of snow. Now, one thing we need to watch out for is the same high pressure by the time we go to Monday and Tuesday. That's swinging everything from the Pacific, bringing all these big problems. This is going to move. Now remember, this is a heat dome right here. So this is your 80 temperatures. And this is going to move all the way from Texas across the deep south and eventually come across the southeast with that heat as we go into next week. And if you notice, that tropical wave coming by Central America as we go into next week, still trying to form up and getting pulled. Now, the latest information shown with GFS is that a cold front will hit that and stop any kind of Gulf storm or anything forming up. And I'm showing with the data that that cold front will not be there. But you can see here from your precipitable water for the southwest, you're getting all this precipitation. The talk is that you're getting 6 months of rainfall in just a matter of days. So this is going to be very dangerous. Please pay attention, especially along the southwest, while you get all this tropical moisture coming right towards the east coast from that frontal storm that turns into that nor'easter while Jerry goes by the Leeward Islands. Then we get the storms coming through from that trough as we go into Sunday into next week, bringing storms and rainfall across the northern U.S. So a very active weather pattern is about to hit and very big impacts. Now, real quick before we move on, you can see here from your data from your Arctic oscillation that GFS is the red, the Euro, and the Euro AI is these other colors. And you can see with the Euro and the AI, they're trending that we get this cold front coming through still, but it's not going to last and go as deep as GFS is seeing. So far with the latest information, if that tropical wave does form up by the Central American Gyre, it does get swung by the high pressure towards the west. No front will come through and block this thing. So I will keep you updated. So let's start off first with Storm Jerry, because this is going to be the first impacts is going to be towards that storm. So for the Leeward Islands is your rainfall from National Hurricane Center. Still expected 2 to 4 inches of rainfall in the darker green, 50 to 100 millimeters, and 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, 25 to 50 millimeters in the lighter green. This includes Puerto Rico. Still showing you chances for tropical storm force winds of sustained winds of 39 miles per hour to 73 miles per hour in the Leeward Islands, also the British and Virgin Islands. You're seeing anywhere from a 20% all the way towards the Leeward Islands with a 40, 50, even a 60% chance of strong winds. Showing the latest information with a hurricane analysis forecast system that as you go through later this evening, you can see this right here on top, as you go later tonight into the overnight hours, you're going to get sustained winds of anywhere from 30 to 40 miles per hour all the way to that red. Once you go from that brown to that white, that's going 50 and 60 and above, bringing potentially strong winds, maybe even low-grade hurricane winds towards the upper Leeward Islands. And if you watch, as this gets pulled towards the north, it could hit the British and Virgin Islands as well as it goes further towards the west, because you watch the tail actually hits further south as this moves north, where you could get winds as well as you go through Friday night into Saturday. So it's not just the storm itself, it's going to be the tail of that storm as well that's going to bring impacts. So I have some warnings to go through with all of you. This is all the way from West Coast all the way towards East Coast. From October 11th all the way to the 15th, it's going to be a long duration event. Over here in this pink, this is where you have a frost or a freeze advisory. And with all this dark blue right here, this is for heavy snow. And I'm still showing it's going to be potentially feet of snow. Now we also have flooding coming, not only from the trough, from these two systems. So in this green, this is chances for heavy rainfall all the way from California, all the way across from New Mexico, going to Arizona, even southern Utah and Nevada. Also for the East Coast. Now the East Coast, this is going to involve winds as well. So you can see here that you do have the chances for the heavy rainfall all the way up the coast, all the way towards northeast into New England. The pivot towards the northeast is showing a trend, everybody. You can also see that it is bringing the high winds with it as well. So everyone that's in this brown right here, you have a chance for very high winds as it turns into the nor'easter. As it turns in from Saturday and especially into Sunday, you get those winds from the northeast, and that makes it a northeaster. And this is where you get a lot of precipitation coming right off this storm. A lot of flooding for y'all also. And the latest information showing that storm is going up on a very high ridge, still bringing a lot of winds, still bringing a lot of snow, even chances for blizzards. But this is slowly moving further and further towards the north. This is the latest by GFS, showing anywhere from 6 inches to still a foot, and all that pink for the northwest, but showing as it goes into Canada, getting that 1 to 2 feet of snow. A big storm coming y'all way as well, so make sure you're ready for that. And our temperatures will dramatically change as well. So as we go into later this evening, you see we have those 80s coming through the south central, even for the central plains, and then towards the deep south where everyone else is going to be in the 50s, also the 60s and the 70s. Along the west coast, you're still going to be in the 50s and 60s, but you're going to be warmer in the higher elevations, especially for the southwest as we go through for today. So as tomorrow morning comes on in, you can see the cooler temperatures that's coming with it. So it's bringing those 30s and 40s all the way from the Great Lakes out towards northeast, while everyone else gets into the 40s and to the 50s. The south is going to stay in the 60s, maybe even the 70s, while that wind chill kicks in. And this is where you feel like you're in the high 20s all the way from the northeast towards New England into Canada. So be aware of some very cold wind chills that's moving through, especially for tomorrow. So as we walk through this is what you can expect. So as we go through for Saturday, you're going to have those storms starting to build up all the way from the Bahamas, eastern Florida, across the southeast, while you're starting to get storms across the southwest as well, all the way into Sunday. And you're starting to get that pivot and starting to see some of that snow while you get that low pressure across the Midwest and North Central. Now as you go into Sunday, this is where the winds come in from the northeast, and it turns from a frontal low into a strong nor'easter. So at the same time, while you're getting the snow and these storms, you're going to get this nor'easter across the northeast as you go Saturday into Sunday, while you get storms across the southwest also for Mexico. And as you go into Monday, it's still going to be there as that storm goes into Canada, and you're still going to have this nor'easter sitting there while that trough brings more storms, more flooding over here towards California, towards the southwest, all the way into Tuesday and Wednesday. And then as we go into next week, maybe another strong storm forming up. So we'll keep you updated, because it's exactly when we need to start watching the Gulf for something trying to form there as well. So one piece at a time just for the next 6 days, bringing the chances for the winds. Now you can see with the GFS versus the Euro, they are both trending the winds going further up the East Coast. Showing you're going to get some winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour wind gusts from the central all the way towards the north central. But as you go towards the east, it's going to bring rainfall and impacts towards the Carolinas, but it's going to be deeper and stronger once it goes past North Carolina. So from North Carolina, from the coast all the way towards northeast and New England, this is where you get a lot of winds. The 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts as this system comes by. You can see the same thing with the Euro as that storm tracks further into Canada, bringing y'all blizzards and a heavy snowfall with y'all storm. But also what's happening for the northeast with the winds, you can see it is trending. It's going all the way from the mid-Atlantic all the way up towards the northeast, and maybe all the way towards New England, bringing these winds. And you can see it's going onshore as well, bringing the 50 miles per hour wind gusts. So please get ready for this. It's going to be a long duration event, and it's hitting multiple sides of the country, so a lot of storms at once. Even the waves have shifted further towards the north, and they're getting bigger, everybody. So as we go from Saturday into Sunday, this is where it turns into that nor'easter from a frontal storm, and you're starting to get to 10-foot waves in the yellow, and the darker yellow starting to get 12-foot waves. But if you notice, as it pivots into Sunday, as you're getting very strong winds, this is where you get anywhere from 12 to 14-foot waves right off the coast, from the Delmarva towards New Jersey, going towards Long Island as you go into Monday, and for New England as you go into Monday evening. Bring a lot of strong waves, a lot of strong rip tides, a lot of strong winds as well. So please be aware, if there's any sandbags that you can go get, you need to get ready to put sandbags out, because this is going to be a few days. And you can see the latest update here at Weather Prediction Center on the rainfall. So all the way until Thursday. So for the next 7 days, you can see all the heavy rainfall coming in from California, Washington, and Oregon, while you're getting some rainfall for the north central, the Midwest. This is also bringing some winds for y'all as well, and going into Canada very strong with the rainfall, with the snow, and with the wind. So you have a strong storm up there. Plus over here from Mexico, going towards the Four Corners, bringing anywhere from 1 to 3 inches or more of rainfall, and all along the East Coast, from Florida to Bahamas, all the way towards the northeast. A big long duration event is about to happen, bring you a lot of flooding. Please be aware this is going to be very dangerous, especially with the flooding. And the flooding outlook is growing, everybody. So you can see for today, you do have a marginal for flash flooding all along the Florida East Coast. Before the Southwest, this is just the beginning of a few days that's going to happen for you. So for today, you have the marginal, you have the slight risk kicking in. For tomorrow, this is going to grow. Then you get to moderate level risk. So be aware, especially if you're in Phoenix in Arizona, there's going to be a lot of flooding coming at one time. Also for the southeast, this is going to grow right up the coast as we go into the weekend. So for tomorrow, this is going to go past Florida, across Georgia coast, South Carolina, starting to go into North Carolina. And once you go into Saturday, this is where it goes further up the coast. So now you have the slight risk growing from North Carolina going towards Virginia, with the marginal going towards southern Jersey. As you go to Sunday, it goes even further. Now you have the big slight risk where it's going to pivot, bringing all this heavy rainfall and flooding. And as you go into Monday, it's going to be there as well, bringing that marginal going further towards New England. Also for the Southwest, so as you go in for tomorrow, when you have that moderate level, as you go into Saturday, it's going to be there again. Another big marginal, another big slight risk, but now it's growing further towards north, all the way towards Montana. It's going to be there again, bringing you the marginal, but bringing you all this slight risk for all this flooding that's going to last all the way from today all the way through the weekend. Now we're at Sunday going into Monday, just bringing a lot of flooding in general. You literally have 6 months of rainfall coming in just a matter of days. And on the other spectrum of the rainfall, we also have drought. So right here, rapid onset drought risk all the way from the 16th through the 22nd of October. This is going to grow from Texas, Louisiana, going through Mississippi. So please be aware, you're going to be losing a lot of precipitation where everyone else around you is going to be flooding. And that is your latest weather forecast, everybody. So I hope this helps you understand what is coming right around the corner. Please prepare for these impacts, and most importantly, please check on your neighbors, check on their pets. This is going to be a lot of flooding. There's going to be a lot of dangerous scenarios that's going to come out of this. Thank you again for your time, everybody. Hope you have a very blessed Thursday out there. Please make sure, if you support the channel, to support the video. Make sure you send it out to other places. Let people see what is happening. This is growing and is getting very dangerous, everybody. If this keeps growing, I might do an afternoon update for today, because we're getting closer and closer and everything's starting to trend together of what the impacts and what the timing will be, everybody. Thank you again for your time, and please make sure you prepare for these impacts. Be very smart, please. Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Amen. Please heed my warning. Please prepare for all this flooding that's about to happen. If you're in Canada, get ready for this storm. It's not only bringing very heavy snow, strong winds, also bringing possible blizzards, everybody. And above all things, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life. You and everyone that is around you. And forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. Please prepare for these storms.